This is the Nike Mayfly. It is one of my favorite sneakers of all time, and it is also one of my favorite sneaker stories that I enjoy telling over and over again. The sneaker is one of the reasons I started Soul Knowledge, because so few people knew about this amazing story. The sad part about it is that many of the hype beasts, the sneaker collectors that are only interested in ultra premium, would maybe not even have heard of it, seen it, or even taken interest in it. So they are missing out, but if you stay tuned, you're going to be in for something special. This is the Mayfly. Let's get into it. I am Bernie Wicomb, the sneaker evangelist, and you are watching Soul Knowledge, the home of the sneaker story and the home of sports culture insights. Thank you for following us on these channels. And tonight, I want you to just share the message of the Mayfly with anybody who is only interested in the ultra premium sneakers. This story is not about ultra premium. This story is about innovation and inspiration. And it is a different way of thinking to just the general hype beast mentality. So listen to it, try to understand it, because I guarantee you they are not watching this episode. I promise you they're not watching it. And this is up to you to share. Now, Nike's co-founder and obsessive track coach Bill Bowerman spent a large fraction of his coaching career developing sneakers for his athletes. His main vision was a pair of sneakers that would be so lightweight, so minimalistic, that when an athlete would cross the finish line, that the product would actually just fall apart on them. It would have served its purpose. That is how lightweight the product would be. It only worked for the race. Now, although Bowerman had not finally achieved this in his career of design, in 2003, Nike created the Mayfly, which is the closest in achieving Bowerman's vision for that exact kind of shoe. The inspiration for it, however, comes from the most amazing place, and that's what I'm going to be sharing with you this evening. The inspiration to the Mayfly is an insect named the Mayfly. It is so unique in the fact that it has to live, breed, and die in one single day. Its entire life is one day. And it is one day that needs to be purposeful. It is one day that needs to be marked with an agenda of achieving its absolute greatness in one day. Seize the moment. Carpe diem is the mantra for the Mayfly. And it is that thinking that is translated back into the sneaker. And this is how it's been done. Now that you've understood that it's actually an insect that has been the inspiration behind it, the upper begins to make sense, because you're seeing a winged detailing on the upper. Like the insect's wing, it is lightweight and it is strong. And this upper over here uses a parachute nylon material. Now that lightweight yet powerful material is an immediate translation from the wing into the upper, so that it gives the athlete lightweight and stability across that upper. The other most obvious thing and the striking detail is the colors that have been used. So it is this yellow and the black, which is the same color as the insect itself. This yellow-black is the original launch color of the Mayfly. This is OG that you're looking at right now. Here's the most fascinating piece. If I flip it to the inside, it reads, engineered to last for 100 kilometers of running. In other words, that is a clear warning that this shoe is so lightweight, so minimalistic, so stripped back, that it has a limitation on the kilometerage that you'd be able to put on it. 100 kilometers only. That's it. Only for racing day, and that's where it's at. So in having a look at a little bit more detail, the midsole, which usually is just positioned over here, this is a compression molded EVA midsole, but it gets fascinating when I turn it upside down, because this whole yellow piece is actually the midsole that is popping through. That's very unique for a runner, because check this out. The outsole is only this black piece here and only this black piece over here. So in the forefoot and the rear, very strategically placed outsole. This carbon rubber, pound for pound, is the heaviest piece of a sneaker in relation to its weight. The outsole is always the heaviest. So what Nike has done is they've stripped away and only kept the essential pieces of the outsole, and they've allowed the midsole to be the rest of the cushioning. And that's very rare because midsoles do not last long, but you've now understood why the decision was made, because you're only running for 100 kilometers in the shoe. Also at the back, you get a nice call out that tells you 100 kilometers only. What that means is that you've got the equivalent of 1 day to run in these sneakers. 1 day, race day only. Make that day last. Make sure that the miles put on this is purpose driven and purely to focus on a mission. Once it's done, you could actually, over here, you could put in the miles that you've done, the times that you've done in total, and also the location under which you've actually run that time. And that is the thinking behind the Mayfly. Now, once you've completed running your 100 kilometers, you can either hold on to your Mayflies as a trophy or a keepsake, or inside of the box is a little postcard which returns the product to sender. They will use those sneakers to chop it up and create basketball courts for the future. So the lifespan of it goes beyond the 100 kilometers. And finally, beyond the basics that you've seen in the Mayfly, it's also been adapted to a more premium version. Tonight I've got 2 of them to show you out of my private collection. This is the Mayfly woven quick strike. So with the woven upper, suede, and also just the leather interior on that sock liner. Also the sock liner around the corner over here, that's beautiful. And that was the bronze colorway, and this is also the light iron version that I've got. So suede upper, woven upper, and also on the inside, that's a nice leather sock liner. So I trust that you've enjoyed this story. I've got probably about 6 pairs of Mayflies. I love it so much, and it is definitely a story worth telling. So if you know somebody that's purely into the premium, guys, let them know about this. Hit that share button. Thanks for watching again. Stay tuned for one sneaker in 1 second. We've enjoyed sharing such a beautiful story with you too.